Hello, it's Golvino, and today I wanted to talk about everything Modern Warfare. So the beta has come and gone, everyone's put out their opinions, a lot of good and a lot of bad. What I've seen on Twitter mostly is this game's reviews are very mixed, to say the least. It has to be the most divisive beta I have ever seen. There's some people on Twitter calling it the worst game in the series. There's other people saying it's one of the best. Just want to talk about my opinions on it, what I thought could be improved, because there is a lot to be improved. Now, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the beta for the most part. But there was just some days and some games where I'm just like, oh my god, I want to die. I'm going to start with what I liked first. I actually like these maps a lot. My favorite's either between Hackney Yard or Grozny Raid, one of the two. I've always been a bigger fan of maps where they're a little more dynamic, they're a little more open. You can do a lot more within the map. Obviously, I don't mind 3-lane maps. It's just that I hate when they're so basic and boring and monotonous to the point of death that they're just like, they're not fun to play on after like a month of playing on them. Black Ops 4. So these maps to me really click. Obviously they take a little bit getting used to, but that's why I want to continue playing, because I want to master these maps. Hit detection in this game for the most part is pretty good. Infinity Ward has always had better hit detection than Treyarch. This game is a little inconsistent, but I feel there's enough time to improve it before the game launches. The editing classes mid-game is a good feature. I like that a lot. I wish it was in more Call of Duties. So, good job on that. Ground War is a shit ton of fun. There's some issues with Ground War that I'll get into later, but for the most part, it's a really fun game mode. It is essentially Call of Battlefield, but in Call of Duty, I feel like it works. It's a lot of fun. There are a lot of issues with this game, that there is no doubt. First of all, Infinity Ward. What are you doing with the minimap, guys? Come on. Like, I understand you guys want to change things up. You want to innovate, you want to do new things, make a fresh new game, and you have. I mean, there's a lot of things in this game that we haven't seen before. Like, there's a lot of new in this game, and it feels new, but there's a couple things you don't mess with, and the minimap is one of them, and you're going around doing all this shit with the minimap. I don't know why. You need a traditional minimap. The game severely slows down because of the minimap situation. Just revert back the minimap. Come on. What are you doing, Infinity Ward? I love you guys, but come on. You do some weird things here and there. Do you really want another year of SATCOM complaints? That's what you're going to get with this minimap debacle. Just change it back. Some of these perks are so poorly balanced as well. Ghost is so overpowered. I don't know why they decided to change it back to like the Black Ops 1 version of Ghost, which was one of the worst things about that game. Yeah, Ghost should only be active while moving. That's been the case since what? Black Ops 2? Yeah, since Black Ops 2. So why are you changing it back to what it was when it was when it was terrible the way it was? I don't get that choice. Also, the two perks, Restock and Shrapnel, combined with Claymores. What are you guys doing there? You're pretty much just essentially recreating One-Man Army. Why? Like, there's no reason someone should start with 2 Claymores and have them recharge every 30 seconds. That just doesn't make sense. You're promoting camping even more. And combined with the fact that the maps are, a little more confusing than normal, which is a positive on my end, because I like to master maps. I like to have more sight lines and everything. I like that, but for the most part, the Call of Duty community does not like that. It just encourages camping even more. So having the ability to just have constant unlimited Claymores really doesn't make a lot of sense. You can keep those 2 perks in. I don't mind that. Just don't have it work with Claymores. Then it would be balanced. That would be fine. Also, I don't like the way they've done kill streaks in this game. The kill streaks themselves are fantastic. They do their job. But having it not stack and have it be only kills and not having it wrap, I don't get that decision. What they should do with the kill streaks is they need to have them wrap. Take out the kill chain perk and just have him chain automatically, like they have since Modern Warfare 3. I don't get why you wouldn't have them wrap. And also, this might be a little too drastic, but I feel they should be point streaks rather than just kill streaks. I feel like point streaks is the perfect balance between score streaks and kill streaks. They have the kill chain perk and the point man perk. The kill chain makes kill streaks stack, and the point man turns everything into point streaks. Well, that's so weird. Like, why would you do that? Like, I understand the thought process of making it, every playstyle fit, but why? I feel like if it were just point streaks, it would be the perfect balance, because you would get a point for a kill and a point for any sort of objective play that you did. It's a perfect balance. I feel like they should change it to point streaks to make playing the objective more incentivized. I mean, obviously it's going to be more incentivized once we get the perks like Quick Fix, which gives you better health regeneration as you're taking objectives, and the point man streak, obviously. But I feel point streaks would be the best way to go here. Also, I don't know if it's in the game or not. I really can't tell. There's been some controversy regarding skill-based matchmaking. I don't know if it's in the game or not, but if it's in the game, why? There is no reason for skill-based matchmaking in a casual multiplayer shooter. Like, if you want it in a ranked play, which is probably going to be in this game soon, that makes sense. I get that. But in casual public matches, there should be no skill-based matchmaking. It should be based on your connection. Because, like, I don't want to be played... Because I'm a good player. I've been playing since 2007. I know what the fuck I'm doing. And I don't want to go against players who also know what the fuck they're doing all the time, constantly. And I don't want to be sweating my ass off, because I don't want to go against G Fuel snorting, cracked out 13-year-olds who think Nadeshot himself is going to come sign him to 100 Thieves because he has like a 2 KD. I don't want to play against those players all the time. I get you want to hide newer players from the really experienced players because the new players might get turned off, but that's the idea of being a new player. You want to get better at a game. That's why games like... I mean, for me, I don't like Rainbow Six Siege, but I understand why players who suck at the game want to get better at that game. Why I wanted to get better at Call of Duty is I wanted to be just like the players who were dropping constant kill streaks, who were super good at the game. I wanted to get that good. And in the old games where it was just based on connection, and like, for example, my first game of Call of Duty ever, I vividly remember. I was playing on Downpour and COD 4, and I was playing Domination. I got my ass handed to me constantly that game. I'm pretty sure my final score was like 5-32, some terrible score there. And I remember, I mean, I obviously don't remember vividly what I thought, but there's clearly I wanted to get better, because 12 years later, here I am, still playing Call of Duty. And it's a better experience for the new player, because obviously at first it's going to suck because you're not good, but you're going to want to get better, and it'll feel more rewarding to get better against good and bad players. And for the experienced player, it'll be more fun, because yeah, you get the eventual challenge here and there, which is nice, but then you can get paired with the bad players, and so you can have good games. It just makes more sense, because Call of Duty is a casual game. It's never been a very competitive game, and making it more competitive just ruins the fun, honestly. So skill-based matchmaking, please, for the love of God, do not do that. In regards to some weapon balancing, shotguns are severely underpowered. I've gotten so many instances where I get hit markers at like point blank range. I don't know if anyone saw that 8 Thought clips that he put up where he got like 2 hit markers to the head on someone not moving where he was standing right in front of him. That hasn't happened to me, thank God. But the shotguns, I do not do any damage. And I don't know why. I get it's hard to balance shotguns in Call of Duty because Call of Duty is supposed to be a very fast game, and a one-shot kill weapon like shotguns can be infuriating. But when I understand over range making them weaker, but when I'm at close range and I have my entire reticle covering the player and I do not miss a single shot and I'm still getting a hit marker, that's not good at all. Shotguns need a huge buff. Also, I feel like sniping, the aim-in speed should be a little faster than it is right now. I mean, we don't know. We don't have all the attachments yet. Now, I'm not a sniper. I don't snipe as much as I used to, but I feel like making them completely useless is not really that cool because A, you eliminate an entire thing of weapons, and B, you're shutting out an entire community. Like the sniping community, you say what you want about the sniping community. They may be annoying to you. I don't know. I really don't mind them that much because I enjoy sniping here and there, and I can appreciate a good sniping clip. But just to completely negate these snipers to a point where they just feel unusable, I feel is unfair. Just make the snipers a little faster and with the aim-in speed, and I feel like it'd be fine. Also, the M19. It's still garbage. Why? We had this issue in the alpha. The alpha, the M19 is like a 5-shot kill. Why? It's completely useless. I don't know why I'm getting so heated over a pistol, because I get it, it's a pistol, but it's just so weak to the point that I'd rather use a fucking potato launcher. I don't get it. Buff the M19. But by far, the biggest issue I've had with this game is the spawns. Spawns are so bad. It's ridiculous. Especially on Gunrunner. I don't know what it is about Gunrunner, but I am constantly spawning in front of enemies, behind enemies. I will spawn and the enemy will be shooting me in the back within 2 seconds. I'll spawn in a fire. I don't get it. I've had some bad spawns on the rest of the maps too, but Gunrunner, I don't know what the hell is going on there. The spawn logic makes no sense. Infinity Ward's already addressed spawns. They've already constantly said things about spawns, so they're looking into it, but it's a very serious issue. Like this game can be ruined by these spawns if they're not fixed in a timely manner. Also, I find that respawn delay animation to be unnecessary. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but I mean, I don't really care for swooping into the map. I mean, it's a cool animation and all, but all it really does is kind of just slow down the game ever so slightly. And in a game like Call of Duty, where like milliseconds and seconds matter because of just how fast you have to be with some of these decision making, it doesn't really add any sort of thing to the gameplay. It really just kind of hinders it. So if the respawn delay animation were to disappear, really wouldn't care that much. Some stability issues just overall. There will be some games where there's constant lag and there's constant frame drops, especially in Ground War. I was scared to touch Ground War on the last day because I was streaming Ground War and my console literally crashed the game so hard that my console turned off. Like, it was so unstable that my console could not, it literally wanted to kill itself, and it did. It turned itself off. Like, Modern Warfare's stability was so bad, my Xbox killed itself. That can't happen. That cannot happen. Just overall stability fixes. There's a lot of minor fixes to this game that can just overall make it so much better. That is my biggest gripe, because when I get down to it, the game's most basic functions, it's a great game. The guns feel smooth, they sound amazing. It's the best sound design in any Call of Duty that, honestly, in a very long time. It's potentially could be the best sound design in any Call of Duty. The guns feel amazing. The ambience over in any sort of regular multiplayer match with the guns, the grenade explosions, everything sounds incredible. It's just that there's just so many weird issues here and there and so many weird design choices. In short, revert the minimap back to normal, turn kill streaks into point streaks, have them stack, and have them wrap. Balance some of these perks, make Ghost only active when moving, don't make Claymores work with restock and shrapnel. Buff the shotguns, buff the M19, make snipers a little faster. And Infinity Ward, you have yourselves a great game. You have a good base. You know what you're doing. I know you guys do, because clearly you have a clear vision for this game. It's just that some of these issues really need some ironing out, because right now the game, while it's still fun, I still think it's a great game, or it has the potential to be a great game. There's a lot of issues, and right now I'm putting my rating at like a 6.5 out of 10. Right now, the game is good, but needs a lot of work. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys all for watching. I appreciate you listening to my rant. Hopefully Infinity Ward or someone from Infinity Ward sees this, takes some of the feedback that I gave, because it's important. I want this game to succeed. I really do. Because we need a good Call of Duty. We really do. Especially after Black Ops 4, whatever the fuck that disaster was. So, Infinity Ward, you have a good base. You just need there's just some work that needs to be done to make this game a lot better. And hopefully you take some of my suggestions to heart. Anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me. And, yeah, it's been Colvino, guys. And